What's going on, everybody? It's Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. It's 9:15 a.m. here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for today. Guys, it's election day, so I'm going to keep it short for y'all so that you can concentrate on what's really important, and that's to get out there and go vote for Donald Trump. Because, as we know, that is the most important thing you can do on today, really, in America, for sure, for sure. If you want to stop the insanity and turn this ship around before it's too late, then you have to go out and make your vote count, and I hope you all do. So let's get into it. If you guys get your news from alternative media or the internet, then you will have seen quite quickly that Kamala Harris is basically running two different campaigns when it comes to the Israel-Palestine deal. So in Michigan, there's ads on Facebook being rotated, and in her campaign or her rally speeches, she plays to the voters of Michigan. She basically says she should be tougher on Israel. You know, what's happening in Palestine is unacceptable. The pain and the suffering needs to be put an end to. And then when she's in Pennsylvania, where there's a lot of Jewish people, she says she is always going to be on the side of Israel. And there's campaign ads going around that purport this standpoint. But you can't see, that's the thing. You can't be in two places at once, people. And you can't do that with a standpoint either. And you can if you're neutral, right? If her standpoint would be, listen, Israel and the conflict that's happening in Palestine and Israel is not our problem. It's not our conflict. We have a lot of things to be worried about at home. Then she would probably get a good number of votes out of that, being truthful, honest, and authentic, right? But she doesn't do that because Democrats and the left can't do that because it will out them as the charlatans that they really are. So I guess the Democrats and the left haven't really caught on yet that there's the internet, right? At least, I mean, I get it. Politicians lie all the time, right? Politicians lie all the time. But it seems to me that at least the Republicans are more in tune to the fact that there's internet video of probably everything they've said since the internet has come out, right? So they try to avoid getting themselves caught in catch-22 lies when they know that these lies can be proven as lies in 5 seconds through memes, the internet, podcasters, blogs, articles, whatever, video, YouTube, whatever. They get it. The Democrats seem to still think that everybody in America is dumb as a bag of dicks, right? Because they will go out, they will put Kamala Harris out there, they will put her out there in Michigan talking about how she wants to support the Palestinians and wants the suffering and the pain to stop, and what Israel doing is unacceptable. And a day later, her ass is in Pennsylvania talking the same speech, just to a different crowd. So it's like now she's like, oh, I'll always be a supporter of Israel. We'll never let Israel down. Israel is one of our best allies. And her campaign is even running different ads to different people. That means you are a fucking liar. Now we know Kamala Harris will do anything to get ahead in her career. Any woman that in her 20s will gobble an old, nasty, fucking disgusting 60-year-old dude's hairy balls. Blah! Blah! Any chick who is willing to do that is not to be respected. I'm sorry. And not to be trusted. Because the biggest thing is the trust part, right? A bitch that is willing to do that, suck on Willie Brown's old nasty dick, ugh, you know what I'm saying, to get a job, to get ahead in her career, is an absolutely void of morals, void of pride person that should not be trusted, because they will do absolutely anything, obviously, in order to further their career. And that's Kamala Harris's basic mantra. Is suck whoever's balls I have to, right? Kiss whoever ass I have to, and pander to whoever I have to get their votes. Once I've got the votes, it doesn't matter, because then I'm in power. That's the way the left plays politics. That's the way they do it. So what Kamala Harris doing is not really strange. You know, it is a little strange in this day and age because of the internet. Like I said, because of the internet, we now know we can go back. We can look at both ends. We can look at both rally speeches. These rallies aren't done in secret. There are news cameras there. Even CNN reported on this. If CNN is reporting about this double standard on Kamala Harris's campaign, that's bad. CNN is like a shill for Kamala Harris and Democrats. You know, they love them. They'll lie about everything in order to get Democrats or keep them in power or protect them from accountability. They'll do everything. And even they are reporting on this. I don't know why. I don't know what their ulterior motive is. There's got to be one. You know what I mean? But I don't know what it is. But they reported on it. That's how I saw it. Right? So now, even if you're watching mainstream media, you see that the Kamala Harris campaign is a double-speaking, lying, old ball-licking, disgusting party that only wants your vote now in order to get them elected, but doesn't care about your interests whatsoever once they are. Kamala Harris can't be on both sides at once, people, and we all know it, right? Like I said, the only way for her to be on both sides is for her not to take part in the war. For her to take the America First approach and say, look, we don't have time for Israel and Gaza conflicts. That's not on our menu. It is not our problem, and let them fight it out. That's my standpoint. Let them fight it out. We're not going to be able to influence that shit anyway, right? But that's not. She wants to be on both sides, and you can't. So people, even though this election, I can't sway anybody's opinion anymore. I know it's set in stone by now. At least it should be. And I hope everybody goes out and pulls the lever today. But after the election is done, let's assume Donald Trump gets elected like he should, right? Let's assume that all the American patriots went out and voted like they should have, and that the election is in Donald Trump's pocket. Then it's time for everybody to start paying more attention. It's not that hard. We have the internet. It's pretty easy, right? It's pretty easy. Now, it's getting more difficult to distinguish between what's fake and what's true. That's right. But if you have a little bit of common sense, you can think a little bit critically, and you have a bullshit detector, which most people should, right? But they don't. It's a little worn down right now. You got to start, polishing that fucker, and start paying attention. Start forming your own opinions on things instead of letting your opinions be formed by a corrupted Pravda mainstream media propaganda mouthpiece for the left, right? And that's the same thing that's happening here in Germany. Here in Germany, the media is also a propaganda mouthpiece for the left or the establishment, So stop believing them. Just because CNN now reported on one thing, all that does is show you that the lying and the corruption and the bullshit is so bad that even CNN cannot get out of reporting on it, right? Because if they could, they would. Those people that watch CNN regularly, this CNN episode where they were talking about these two different campaigns in two different states, that should have come as a major surprise to y'all. Y'all should be like, wow. I've never seen anything like this on CNN before. They never tell the truth about the Democrats. Maybe that should tell you something. It should tell you that you should start paying attention to other news sources, other ways to get your news and information, and start making your own mind up about it instead of relying on what the Pravda people tell you to think. See, what I do is I try to tell people how to think, right? Not what to think. And I think that's the kind of the direction we all have to go. So we know Kamala Harris is a big liar, but when Kamala Harris is gone from the scene, which hopefully will be after today, she will be basically non-existent, completely irrelevant, and everything's going to be focused on January, right? And that'll be the great thing. They're not going to be able to get a fucking thing done anymore. Donald Trump's already going to start wheeling and dealing in these 3 months he has before he takes the throne, right? And, she's going to be irrelevant. But the Democrats and the left aren't going away. So it's time, people. Notice what these people are doing. They are so bold in their lies that they don't even care that people, well, no, they probably do care. They just probably think their voters are so dumb that they're never going to figure out that Kamala Harris is running one campaign in Michigan and another in Pennsylvania when it comes to the Israel conflict, right? They assume that their voters, and they assume correctly because up till now their voters have been dumb enough to fall for all their bullshit, never fact check them, never pay attention to what they're really doing, and just drink the Kool-Aid without question. But I think that time is over, and at least it should be over, because the Democrat voters have gotten fucked the last years, right? Look at Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was going to win, probably, and they just fucking took him out. They don't give a shit about those Democrats that wanted to vote for Bernie Sanders. Same thing this time, right? This time, no primary for Kamala Harris. They don't give a fuck if you like Kamala Harris or not, if you think she's trustworthy or not, if you think that she should be president or not. They're telling you, like what Barack Obama told you, hey, you're going to vote for this chick, right? We don't care how many balls she sucked. You're going to vote for her. That's the rule. We're the Democrats. We tell you what to do. I'm Barack Obama, right? And you're a stupid, unintelligent little black boy because you're not going to vote for a woman because you can't handle having a woman as the boss. Listen, dude, I've seen my black friends' parents, like their moms. You do not want to fuck with them, okay? They're used to having a woman in power, okay? That's not it. They just don't like Kamala Harris. You know, they don't like her. I mean, god damn, these people are ridiculous. And it's time that the own voting base starts realizing that they are getting screwed by these people. Not only is not one of the policies that they're promised ever comes to fruition and actually does what the policy was supposed to do, no, they're lying to you every step of the way. They're disenfranchising you as voters. They're taking away candidates that you would want to vote for. They are corrupt through and through. So, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, even John Fetterman was on Joe Rogan, right? Somewhere where Kamala Harris won't go because she knows she won't be able to hang for 3 hours with Joe. It's not going to happen. That'll tank her completely, right? Doesn't matter anymore now because today's election day. She doesn't have to worry about it. But John Fetterman went on, and out of all the Democrats, I think I like John Fetterman the best. I didn't think I would at first. I hated him at first. But actually, he's turned out to be an okay dude. You know what I'm saying? But even he admits on Joe Rogan that Kamala Harris is basically just pandering. He admits it. Yeah, he says, if disingenuous doesn't help, it's not helping her, right? So there you go, people. There's one last message about Kamala for anybody that didn't know before you pull the lever. If you're still thinking about voting for her, just understand that she doesn't stand for anything. She goes which way the wind blows or where the most hairiest, oldest balls are that have the power to put her in some sort of position, right? That's it. That's her. No more, no less. That's her. Oh, a trashy, slutty, sleep your way to the top bitch that pretends to be black and pretends to be for Israel in one place and pretends to be for Gaza in another. Just trying to pander for votes. That's all she is. All right? So guys, that was the Insanity Report for today. If you like it, if you want to get more of them, they come out every day during the week. I also do a rant every once in a while. I've got the What is Your Representative Voting For episodes every week. I write a bunch of articles. If you want to get all my content directly in your inbox once it's published, then all you have to do is subscribe to my Substack. You can do it below for free. You can do it for $5 a month. Either one is fine. I appreciate both. And then you get all my content delivered directly to you. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to wait for a notification that might not come. You'll get it directly delivered. And if you're watching this on another platform, all you've got to do is come to it'sallaboutlogic.substack.com. That again is it'sallaboutlogic, all one word, .substack.com, and subscribe to my Substack to get all my content. Guys, good luck today. I'll be watching from Germany for sure. And hopefully tomorrow we can all sit back and watch the leftist meltdown.